Can't put nothing past you guys. Hey, Mr. Pick, hey, Carolyn. Untitled stream. Yeah, I tried. I tried to slip a fast one past you guys. Giovanni is back again. Giovanni, between uh are you a rap fan? Do you like rap music? You got like the I'm back energy. I wanted to do a quick poll with you. Mace says, "Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back," and Eminem has the what is his? I remember the album. Well, let's know. Let me know if you're a rap fan. I'll put the I'm back energy in there. But welcome back. We're live. We're live. Yes, we are. Untitled, man. I've been on a little roller coaster. I know why I'm tired today. My son asked me to. Well, I'll stay for a little bit. Thank you, Giovanni. You have a interesting name. You got like the Italian thing going in front. Uh, some Latin country, I would say, more on the Puerto Rican side. Ramirez. Yeah. So, untitled stream. What does that mean? I was going with like let me just do a read on what you guys are talking about. What's in the air? What is the biggest topic that we can talk about without being political? But yeah, because I don't know it. My mom is coming. Yeah, not. I hear you. I hear you. Well, be safe, man. So, what's the biggest topic out there? What are you guys into these days? I've done like a viewer's choice stream in the past, but um I don't know. I was just curious about what you guys had going on. And then right before the stream, I started getting creative, like literally 3 minutes before the stream. I started getting creative with 94. And we'll take a little ride. Um I'm sure some energy and attention may come from what I'll show. You like rap? All right, so what we got? We got Mace, welcome back. We got do you know that one? We have Eminem has some sort of a we back kind of tune. It evades me right now. But I appreciate the support, Giovanni, nonetheless. This ride has not been easy. Hasn't been that hard either, but it's not been easy. Um, I think one of the things that makes it hard for me is my I've created my own trap. I don't want to get political. I don't get too personal. I don't. There's a lot of I don'ts, right? And what that means, like politically, can you imagine? I wonder what gas prices were when we first started streaming, right? It would have been so easy to. I think the conflict in Iran either started or picked up within this time. Um, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot that could be spoken of, but I don't do that. Um, my personal life, you know, dad, husband, it's a lot there. I don't do that either, at least not in a negative way. And then there's the positivity, right? So I think that's some of what makes it hard is because I've had to control and mold, what this is. And I'm comfortable with my decisions. I'm just calling out that it'd be nice sometimes to have the easy button. It would be nice. Well, one of you, throw something in the chat if you got something going on or a big topic that you're aware of out there. Maybe I'll have something to say about it. Oh, I'm definitely tired, Giovanni. But I'm tired, but the commitment is there. Commitment is there. I'm sorry, but like I said, I'm a father and I'm a husband. That equates to tired. I would have been less tired, but my son was asking me to do some batting practice with him. And at the end of the day, like literally the end of the day, it's like you don't want to do that thing that's going to really tire you out. So I think that kind of took me over the hump. But no, I'm here. I'm here. I'm not on any libations. I'm just here. So let's just get started. And this is who we have. Giovanni stuck around. That's cool. So 94, day 94. That means that there's 6 more days. So we won't even make it to next weekend. That means we'll make it to Wednesday. No, it's all good. Make the pick. We'll make it to Wednesday. And yeah, I know how you do, man. and that'll be it. And this experiment of whatever this is, in one form will come to an end. In another form, will be just beginning on what's to come. I could tell you I was a little disappointed today in myself because time does fly. I've posted. Let me get an accurate number here. But I posted a video today. Giovanni, I've been streaming for 100. That would make 100 days straight if I commit to every day leading up to Wednesday, every night straight, plus daytime streams and mixed content in between there. I did 100 straight days. So I'm committed to not honoring the streak. I don't know how I'm gonna feel on day 101. They're gonna have Uber dishwashers. Imagine that. So what I was saying is, I was a little disappointed. I've posted 2 videos this whole time. Like, actual videos. So, a video is a vertical that's more than 3 minutes, or just a horizontal. It's just a video. And with all of this content, the camera is essentially on every day. The hard drives that I have are almost done. Like, I'm moving around. I got like 10 gigs left on one hard drive. It's done. Everything is done. I've maxed out what I needed to max out. And I've only posted 2 videos. Like that's really now, and I'm trying to grow this channel, and that's not gonna cut it. That's not gonna cut it. There's no excuse for let me let me act like I'm talking about someone else. There's no excuse for the negligence of a content creator to only have posted 2 videos in 3 months time. What kind of streak is that? So at least I posted today. You're only as good as what you've done recently. Um, but yeah, I was just kind of digging into the reasons as to how is that possible for me to skip so many days. I even have like a note. I have a whiteboard in front of me. Nice size whiteboard. It's like 4 foot by 3 foot, and it's on there. It's like weekly content goals. 5 videos to post every week. How did I miss this? How did I miss that opportunity? Um, I don't know. I don't know. But on the flip side, everything else I busted my behind to do. And, you know, I don't, I'm not disappointed in the overall picture. It's just that I could have done a better job of negotiating time with myself and figuring out like just that need, that channel, you know, that lane. But yeah, just wanted to share that with you guys. So aside from that, day 94. So I've done this before where I would, you know, pick on a number, and 94 brings me back to 1994. And the world changed one day in 19. In fact, it's around the same time. Let me get the date. Okay. A little later in the year. So let's take this little ride. McThePig says no reason to be hard on yourself. You're still getting that side of things going. I don't buy that, McThePig. I think that's the problem when you're independent. Do you remember what day you were on when the Goat Raiders raided you? I want to say it was around 50 something, 55-ish. I want to say that. I know I remember more, Carolyn, of how many subs I had at the time. I was around like 224. And that one day yielded approximately 160 subs. And that, you know, it was hard to deal with. But it definitely changed things, and I've had to get back and recalibrate. But yeah, that did happen. I don't know if I didn't get rated. Like, on one hand, I feel like I would have understood the numbers for that whole next month because there was a gap there. But on the other hand, I don't know if there's anything that I could have done to match that in the same amount of time. The subs definitely have slowed down to where they were prior to that point. I think I could attribute that to just YouTube just being weird about getting a lot of subs at one time, and then there was a lot of unsubscribers, likely from that same group, whether that's the thing that YouTube just did in the background because people aren't really visiting or revisiting this page, or people actually just saying, "Oh, you know what? Let me be stingy with my sub." But yeah. So in 1994, let me just cue this up real quick. I'm gonna do a little dance here. We're gonna figure this out. And feel free, again, if you want to throw something in the chat, some topic you want to hear, question. I'm pretty much game. I'm game. I'm just gonna try to get through this one tonight. Okay. Oops, not that. They got me on Facebook tonight. Nope, not that. Okay. So 1994 is an incredible year for me. As a Knicks fan, I got to watch my team have the best chance that the New York Knicks have ever had to win a championship outside of the years that we've won. We were in an NBA that didn't have Sir Michael Jordan. I would argue that if the Knicks were able to get it done that year, I don't know how Michael Jordan gets back. Oh, no, we're not about to mention. We're about to get deep. I don't know if Michael Jordan is able to take the torch back, because he was retired in that year. All right, Giovanni. So the Knicks, they put 3 All-Stars in the All-Star game that year. Charles Oakley, Patrick Ewing, and John Starks. This is 1994. Sadly, good night, man. Sadly, the Bulls also put 3 All-Stars. Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, and B.J. Armstrong. I always laugh about this stat, but 6 of the 12 All-Stars were from the Knicks and from the Bulls. The Knicks wound up playing against the Bulls and won in 7 games. And we ended up playing against the Indiana Pacers. And we created I guess before the LJ shot, this was the defining, one of the defining moments from the New York Knicks side of success against the Pacers. The 2 things to note of failure that stood out in the favor of the Pacers, really Reggie Miller. One is the 8 seconds where he hit those 2 3-pointers and we lost. And then the other is the Patrick Ewing layup that allowed them to advance. So this one, I remember it dearly. The Knicks, Game 7 against the Indiana Pacers. And for me, in my life and career, this was the biggest performance from your leader, the performance that you want. So this is Patrick Ewing. Let me see if I don't use Facebook much, and that's where this video is. It's an SD, so it's not gonna be that great, but let's make sure.
McKee for 3, Pacers up 1. Ewing answers the deep J. Dale Davis steps it up. Underneath, over Ewing. Pacers up 1. 30 seconds left. It's John Starks. Ewing, yes! The emphatic slam. Knicks by 1. Pacers down. Give it to Reggie. Give it to Reggie for the lead. It's an air ball. Pacers have to foul.
You know what's interesting about this this air ball? And Michael Jordan has them as well. We only remember the times when the player actually scores. We just forget about all the misses and the horrible misses, except if you're Patrick Ewing. Never understood that.
And Reggie fouls, and they call a flagrant foul on Reggie Miller. 2 free throws in the ball for the Knicks, and that's it.
It's a
The
good
Knicks
sell,
win it.
and it wasn't
Patrick
flagrant.
Ewing guaranteed the Knicks will win it this year, and he has the Knicks back in the finals for the first time since 1973. Ewing 20.
So this is what I wanted to bring up. This was in 1994 and years to follow, being a big Patrick Ewing fan, watching him get the job done when it counted was huge. And this hell of a stat line. 24 points, 22 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 blocks, and 1 steal. 5 fouls. He had 11 offensive rebounds and 11 defensive rebounds. Let's see. Yeah, 7 assists, 1 steal, 5 blocks. It was just an amazing game, right? And this put us in the championship. We went against a very balanced Houston Rockets. And game 5, we start off game 5. I remember it daily. And probably going to win this game. We probably were going to win this game. And in the middle of the game, this happens.
Well, Rockets fans from the 90s will remember O.J. Simpson's infamous police chase overshadowing the team while they were playing in the New York Knicks in the 1994 NBA Finals. Fox 26's Jade Fleury live in the studio to explain. Jade.
Yes. So I'm sitting in my living room watching game 5 of the New York Knicks versus the Houston Rockets. And everything stops. We cannot get the game because of this.
Yeah, the infamous police chase captured the nation's attention, so much so that TV networks interrupted coverage of that 1994 NBA Finals to broadcast the chase live. The Houston Rockets were taking on the New York Knicks that day, and our Fox 26 photojournalist Ray Williams was in New York when that news broke.
The O.J. chase was more important than the NBA Finals at that time.
Says John Heads. I wanted to watch the end of the game. I mean, I knew who OJ was, but I wanted to watch the end of the game.
When people think of O.J. Simpson, a few things come to mind. The superstar football player for the Buffalo Bills and the murder trial and police chase that captured the country's attention.
History states that the biggest thing happening was the O.J. chase.
In June of 1994, charges were filed and an arrest warrant was signed for O.J. Simpson in connection to the murder of his former wife, Nicole, and her friend, Ron
That was a little creepy with the come here.
Goldman. The same day Simpson was supposed to turn himself in was the same day the Houston Rockets were playing the New York Knicks in the NBA playoffs. Fox 26 photojournalists working the event 30 years ago say it's a game they'll never forget.
I was working. We were covering the Rockets. We had traveled to New York.
3 Fox 26 photographers remember TV stations interrupting the major event to cut into OJ on the run from police.
As we're watching the game, next thing you know, all you do is see OJ in this Bronco driving around, and the game is just put on the back burner at that point.
The guy was saying it's the NBA bleeping finals, get it back on TV. And the guy said, no, this is a news call.
While millions of Americans were tuned into the finals, Simpson's famous low-speed chase in a white Ford Bronco was also being aired.
Hate to say it at the time, but the first thing I thought was, oh, he did it. And
Come on, black man, you can't say that. He said, oh, he did it.
he's about to kill himself.
Although the chase overshadowed the Rockets in the NBA Finals, people prefer to remember O.J. Simpson as the star athlete he once was.
And I guess
I prefer to watch
those
the
will
game.
probably be the things that I'll remember him most for is probably what he did as an athlete.
Now, there was an audience of 95 million people who tuned in for both the 1994 NBA Finals and the O.J. Simpson police chase.
Did she just say what I heard?
And the O.J. Simpson police chase. Million people who tuned in
How
for both
many
the
million?
Now, there was an audience of 95 million people who tuned in.
95 million people. Wow. That's crazy. That's what network TV was like, man. If I'm not mistaken, that wasn't cable. That was NBA on NBC.
In for both the 1994 NBA Finals and the O.J. Simpson police chase.
You guys see that right there? They can't get their lighting. They can't get their lighting right on the studio. They have a light that's flashing at their screen. That sucks. Okay, so not going into the OJ thing. The story is just more about the New York Knicks. I was a huge New York Knicks fan. I bled orange and blue. And 1994, Game 5 of the NBA Finals. This is what happened. Now, why is that interesting? I had already said that the Knicks should have brought the championship home. We all know they didn't, right? They never won another game. The Knicks won Game 5 that night while the OJ chase was going on. We were up 3-2. We lost Game 6 and we lost Game 7. 1994. History could have been very different. It could have changed right then and there. And it didn't. It didn't. I'd argue that the Knicks win the championship. Patrick Ewing becomes arguably, without stats, without legacy and emotion, he becomes the greatest Knick of all time. Hakeem Olajuwon does not get the bump. Houston then returns to win another championship. This time with Clyde Drexler. Clyde Drexler was formerly teammates with Hakeem Olajuwon, not Hakeem, Akeem, as his jersey showed in college, which Patrick Ewing actually beat them in college. That's Patrick's only collegiate championship win. He went to the dance 3 times and won once. Ironically, lost against Michael Jordan, but beat Hakeem Olajuwon. And the Knicks don't win another game, but that next year, they get Clyde Drexler. You know, players want to go where teams are winning. And the next year after that, they get Charles Barkley. He doesn't end up winning. But Houston takes 2 in a row, 94 and 95. And then the greatest player of all time comes back, refreshed, and takes the league over again. He's like, thank you, guys. Thanks for getting your little mid-90s, little perk in the mid-90s. So, be real. I didn't make a big deal. I was in the middle of a story. Sorry. The lines are open. The lines. Anyone in the Discord, WhatsApp, whatever it is, if you want to call in, we could chat about it. We could throw back to 1994. We could talk about whatever. Up to you. If not, it's fair game. I'm wondering if I'm, not to say these numbers are like low, but I don't think I've finished clearing all those copyrights from from May 4th. Let me just check on that, because I have noticed that to be an issue. But I hope you're ready, Be Real. Hope you're ready for what's next to come. I hope you got all your plans together. Yeah, I make the pigs laughing at me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I haven't cleared all of them. I gotta go check now. That was May 4th. Yep, still saying copy. Make the pick. There was like 12 or 13 copyrights, and you can't bulk update. You have to actually do it one at a time. So let me see how many are left. It's still 5 of them left. It's my party. Alright, let me get rid of that one. I guess my problem with the way that it works is, why say that there's no impact to my video and then I could feel the impact to the video? Like, why would you do that? Anyway, it doesn't, if I sat here for, I mean, I just click, like, so you get choices. I click a button, then it goes back and it edits it. So it does it in every update. There's some automated process in the background. It updates the video, and then you can't change the next one. You can't reconcile the next one until the edit is finished. So it may not take but a few 3 to 4 minutes, but you got to keep going back in there and make a decision about what you want to do, because you do have the choice to dispute it, which these are not disputable. I played it. I can't play it that long. And then sometimes you could just they have a technology where you could just take the audio, the song out, and it'll keep everything else. But you got to make the choice and then do the update. But it is what it is. I mean, it happens. I have fun. I follow the fun. Okay, so if nothing's going on tonight, you know, I don't know how much longer to go. Let me see. Beaver, you have anything going on with you, man? Make the pick. What's the hot topic in the world? I don't even know if I watched any content today that reflects things that I usually watch. I've been in a weird space. What I think it is that I think the closer we get to 100, because I created something, I feel like the energy is going in reverse now. And started something, got into a groove, it peaked, then it goes down, and you're right where you started at. You know, the technology's better, but yeah, I mean, I think I made the right decision by going horizontal. I don't talk about that anymore, but I think I made the right decision. But it does come with, it is different. Single, I've never heard of that. Oh, that's a funny topic. Too many places are doing single taco orders. Do you mean like, oh, okay. Yeah, horizontal's the move, but we're still going back to the same conversation, right? And I said this from the beginning. 1%, you could only really guarantee that you're going to get 1% of your viewers, like in a concurrent. People come in and out, but 1 to 2%. So there's 3 people hanging out in here now. That's not even 1%, but we've had more views. So the in and out, people are gonna come. So you still have to continue to get the subscriber number up. I think there's a big miss though with those videos and me not posting videos. I think there's a big miss with. You know what? Let's rephrase that. I think there's a big opportunity with starting to post videos and being intentional about them. My editing skills are. I edit a lot faster. I understand what I want faster. I don't spend as much time. I'm editing a lot better. I could benefit from moving to a software where I could get more done within it, like DaVinci Resolve. So I have it downloaded. I don't know when is the right time to explore because I don't want to take time away from the actual product going out. But I have so much content that I need to figure out, even just so that I could purge, right? Like there was one point where I was started to record the lives, and the idea was that I'm gonna record these lives. Like when I say record the lives, I could record this, right, and also stream it. And the benefit is, if I wanted to do something with this footage, like chop it up, I have the highest of quality. Like I'm in control of the quality that I have on my hard drive. So when I go to make the edit could be a lot, richer. It could look better, and I could do it right away. YouTube doesn't start upload. They don't finish uploading your live for like an hour, and then you find out about any copyright issues. You won't find out. I usually know that they're on the way, obviously, because I start veering off and just playing whatever. But yeah, it takes them an hour. So if you wanted to, let's say we had like something fun that was current, something like NBA playoffs, right? Um, it would take, you know, it would take over 24 hours for you then to chop down that conversation if you relied on YouTube. So you got to record, but if you record, you're recording in high quality. So that high quality recording, you're keeping, like I've seen files, I've seen a 6 gig file, a 9 gig file. And it's like, yeah, that's the stream, but I'm only keeping it so I could edit with like good parts of it, get some footage from it. Because I can get it from YouTube. It's just not going to be in that level of quality. If you want high quality, if you want it like, I don't think I stream in 4K. Let me just see. Maybe. Let me see what my output, my video says. Yeah, I'm in 1080p. That's the other thing. I could figure out that. But I am going to start doing, I think what's to come. I shouldn't say I think. I have to start exploring what other formats look like for me. The algorithm doesn't seem to like this, the way I'm doing stream, the open studio with the stream team. It's not, all the growth we have is us. It ain't helping us. That's what I'm saying. So I got to figure out some other formats. I was thinking about doing a little morning show, something that's like consistent, where it could be quick, just a recording, not a live, but it's something that I continue to put out. Maybe me, I don't want to do political anything, but something news related, or maybe something that's just empowering or positive, but it'd be a different time, and it may be reaching a different audience. Because that's the other thing about the lives that kind of hurt you. Lives are promoted when they're live. Once they're no longer live, there is no real value to people who are not your subscribers. So you're not really, flooded with old lives, because lives are supposed to have live energy. We're mimicking live TV and IRL. So if you went on live like we are right now, but let's say somebody in another time zone, like a real shift, like 5-8 hours difference, they're never going to see this. So the opportunity for them to come across this is not high as a live. So that's why you kind of got to feed the other sources, the other channels, traffic channels. The things that I do that I feel get the most watch hours is this live, and then when I do the live outside, again, based on the time zone, we're not covering a large portion. So, we'll hit the 500, but we got to put more content out there that could stay. Yeah. I've even thought, I've thought about scheduling, testing out scheduling content in like an overnight hour to see how locked in people are. It's not a bad idea. Now that I'm gonna be super creative about this, because my goal, I was watching this video. Actually, I don't know if I should send it to you. I was watching a video of me and you. You were on audio, and we were at the old job, and you were talking. It was a far out topic. It was some sort of animal that we were building on, and I was recording my face, while I hear your audio. And and then I seen another video, and it kind of like, I'm gonna use it. It's me talking about wanting to get my channel together on YouTube and how I want to produce. It was kind of eerie. It was, and for me, where I'm a little open to is saying I don't like repeating myself, because am I saying it out loud for like affirmation, you know, or is this, legit? Is it just takes time? And I think it's a blend of both, right? I know that if I could just produce channels, support channel growth, that I'm gonna have a good opportunity over time. But then I also feel like I have to prove that, right? I haven't been able to prove that people are just gonna gravitate and team go and then that's it. So I kind of got to build that out and stay behind it to see how far can that go, But it was interesting. I was just looking through something and I just came across this video. But yeah, man, we'll be rocking. We'll be rocking. There's a lot that's left, that's in there, that says we can do this. I've proven that to myself, that it can be done. I've envisioned myself sitting with a few thousand subscribers, and I'll tell you why that's the vision. I was just watching my favorite live streamer. His name is Freezy, and his production is what I like. I love the people who, I like the people who just talk. That's fine. Hey, Katie. Oh, you think I proved it to everyone? That's nice to say, man. I love watching this guy's live. I wish I could show you guys. He has this what is it called? It's called a stinger, where like I think I have one stinger. It doesn't always work that well.
Before we go any further, let's be friends.
Yeah, it doesn't show right because I switched from vertical to horizontal and I never fixed it. But that's a stinger, and every type of activity, if he gets a cash app, if he gets the YouTube, whatever that thing is called, if somebody joins, he's calling it out and then a stinger plays. He even does this thing where he calls the people in the chat like their show sponsors, and he sets a price, right? This is crazy. I don't even know about the money aspect of this platform, because that's not where I started. But I do think that you do need to get, your money, your time is valuable, right? However that works out, as long as I'm not doing anything that I shouldn't be doing, I don't see why that would be an issue. But here's his system. He starts off the show saying, whoever gives $20, you're a sponsor of the show. So somebody will send in $20. So now the bar is set. So if somebody else gives $20, you're a co-sponsor, and then he puts you up on the board on the screen, and then there's like a whole song to it. Like it's very like jingly. Like I've sang the song when I'm out in the yard. And I'm like, man, this is so cool. So then I've seen people give up to like, and this is rare because I watch a lot of channels. I've never seen people give this type of money. like $120 to be the show's sponsor. Why are you? What did you? You're not. They put a message in there, just a little message, but they're the show sponsor. But his live streaming skills, every time he talks, everything he says, every little emotion, it turns into like this whole thing where I'm doing a soundboard. But his is like sound effects. He has like it sounds like a PP7 in James Bond. It just goes pew pew. So that's like his emotion for it. That failed. And he just keeps it going. So I think no, he has, and his stingers are like AI generated. Like he doesn't even, it's not even something that he cares to make. It's just it's him. He's the master of ceremonies. He's the MC, and he just understands all the controls. I don't know if he has like external board or how he's doing all of that, but yeah, I studied him, and for me, it's like I have the bar is set, and if that's what I want to get to, it takes time. It takes time. So that's a lot of what the break is about. Is really not capping time anymore, and looking at how do we really get better? How do we offer quality content? The video that I posted today, it was categorized under, is it called? I think it's called education. And usually I put just like people and blogs. But when I'm showing something or teaching something, it's cool. You just put education, but then there's like all these other choices, because education then gets, it could be academic education. It could be for a course. So they have all these other options that I've never seen or interacted with. So I just put like other, but I thought it was a good video. Make the Pick said it was, and I have a ton of that stuff. I just don't. I don't know why, man. It's been really hard to keep up and to just take a step back and say, I'm gonna do this, do that, and then do that. And I know this is why people just don't edit. There's no reason to edit yourself. Because what if you can't finish a video? I get stuck editing, and thank you, Katie. I get stuck editing, and then I got to go do something else, right? Or I may try like, on my lunch break, let me try to edit this. But there's no guarantees that I'm going to spend 45 to an hour editing. So I'm guessing that people, they evaluate the time, they assess the time, and they say, oh, excuse me, they say it's worth it. Right? I don't know how much people are charging, but at least you're not on the hook for doing it, and then you could crank it out and then get something back for what you paid. But I'm getting better, and it's definitely faster. My biggest problem now is not whether I can edit. My biggest problem is I'm gonna have an issue with having too much data on these drives, and that might prevent me at some point from being able to like make something. So I got to figure that out. But that's not before the 100 days. I think the biggest video I'm gonna do, Katie, tonight's stream is Untitled. If you want to throw anything in the chat, a question, something you just wanted to call out, a shout out, something big going on in the world. I'm gonna make other people yarn in here. Yeah, that was a big yarn. I'm only really tired. You weren't on here. I'll say it again. I had a little league baseball game, and my other son wanted me to play with him. He wanted to do batting practice, so that kind of got me. Um, but yeah, I'm glad you made it. Glad you made it. So we did do a little flashback, Katie, to 1994 on the 94th day. And that was, that was cool. But it was just about the Knicks and how O.J. Simpson took over TV during the NBA Finals Game 5. And the Knicks wound up not winning the championship that year, and it kind of changed everything. Oh, going to a virtual class on good old AI. Yeah, good luck with that. I don't know. I got to get back to this blog that I was writing before I started going live. I was writing a lot of just tech related stuff from my vantage point, and AI, was a part of it. Today I was realizing that if I had to give feedback, if somebody just came to me and was like, can you give feedback of how people are using this? Like, what are you seeing? I'm a problem solver. Is there a problem with what you're seeing? I would say, yes, I see people blindly accepting the change, not knowing if there's efficiency at the end. Okay. DeVry. I haven't heard that name in a while. Yeah, it's like, so if you're told that you have to use AI, or that AI, hey Missy, or that AI makes sense for a particular task, so you got to take a step back because somebody is telling you this is how it's going to be done now. So then you become the verifier, right? So you go through the prompt, AI makes the thing, and then what AI made is either, perfect or close or not close. Not that many other choices outside of that. But yeah, I know DeVry. Perfect is a good thing. If I got perfect from a prompt, I would be honest and be willing to copy paste. If I got very close, my concern over time is, would this continue to repeat itself? Because my skills that I have, that I earned, I'm not going to get very close. I'm going to do what needs to be done. And if I'm just now verifying that it got close, or how close it got, that's a shift in my role. That's a shift in the job. And it's also a commitment. It's a commitment of the powers that be and the leadership and executives on something that they don't understand. Because from what I gather, they assume that the upfront friction is normal, because once you get past the friction, it'll be smooth sailing, right? It actually costs more to support AI than to support employees. And information about that is coming out every day. So it's cheaper to have humans. So the only reason why you would pay more is that one day it should be a fraction of the cost of humans. It's just not today, right? And I would argue that I don't think that's where things are going. But that's just me. But I have a blog, and I'm gonna need to treat it respectfully, and being more disciplined about it, even if it's something simple. I would have been happy writing one blog entry a month, right? I don't like when I don't have discipline to do something, and then there's no real system that's put in place, and that thing is on its way to failure. Because it only takes a couple days or a couple weeks, and then time to move on. Well, Katie says, right now AI is making a mess of some of my job. Where is the, are you in line? Because I'm on that line too. I actually, there was some back and forth chatter about a pilot program that's going on. And I had to step in and just say, do you just want me to say if I think this thing is going to work or can work for us? Because I don't need the back and forth. Wait, how much time and energy do you have? Are there 12 of you? No, it's just a discipline thing, Katie. We've been playing around with that word, and discipline versus motivation. This is all discipline. Doing this, and you can see where I lack discipline. I called it out earlier. Mick the Pick was saying don't be too hard on yourself, but this whole time I've only posted 2 videos. Within this 94-day period, I've only posted 2 videos. So I feel like it's a big miss it's a huge miss on that traffic channel. But the flip side is, going forward, it's a huge opportunity. So just reflecting in the backwards and saying that's a miss. But it's a miss because it's discipline, right? I could sit here and work on I don't play many video games, but I'll play Rocket League, once a day just to stay sharp. And I may get on, and maybe that's the time that's taken up that I can make a video, or I could stop worrying about having to do the edit in one sitting and just say, okay, let's just do it till I get to a good stopping point. But I just don't think that posting only 2 videos in 94 days for anybody who's serious about this, that's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. And today proved it. That video that I posted did not take me long. And I didn't film it today. So I always film stuff. There's things that I start off filming and I get like a energy divide. I don't know how to say it, but like I started vlogging on my birthday. I was going to do a whole vlog, and it started off great, and then something happened and my energy just went went in the other direction, and I no longer want to post what I have, or I wasn't going to film that anymore. So missed opportunity. So then I just said, okay, I'm going to start just pushing a couple shorts out. And that's what I did. I just did it on that day. Now I do have enough footage to put together the full length, day. It just fell short of my expectations. And Mick the Pick says AI beat me up. Well, that's make the pick. That's just round one. You got to go back to your corner. Get them to smudge out the swelling. You know. Oh, I got a dog. Katie, you missed a dog. and I try to be somewhat active with my sister and my nieces. Um, yeah, I know. I mean, to be honest with you, the only thing that makes some of that easier is the job is more on the flexible side because it's work from home. So the garden and the chickens, a lot of that is that's like a pass by kind of thing. There's not like a heavy weight because I have the skill. Um, yeah, there's a couple more things I could add to that list because I'm trying to start a small business on the side too. So it's just discipline. If I'll tell you this, um, people may not like hearing this, but if I ain't have no kids, I yeah, it's it's rough. It's rough. It's not flexible. I mean, I call it flexible. It's yeah. I'm still glued to the desk, but that's on me. I could not be glued to the desk all the time. I don't know. When I was not working during COVID, the days were very long. It was so much. When I'm in that space, when I'm in that flow state, there's so much to do, um, and so many things that make me happy. You know. Now the struggle is walking past the things that you want to do that you can't just say no, I'm doing this. So everything is in stages. So one of the best skills that I could have is just being more organized about my time, and about things that I see. And if you're working on a project and ordering supplies, and I'm really good at fixing things that are broken, right? But certain things are not broken. They just require maintenance. I'm not as good in the maintenance. I don't take care of my cars the best way. Like one of my cars now says, "Yeah, you need to change this oil, sir." I think the eh, I got the tire thing, the lights on, but that I don't agree with because the car is saying I need to change the tire pressure monitoring system, or TPMS, and that could cost a little bit more. So I'm like, I don't really have to change this. I could just monitor my tires, the air in it, but the check light is gonna be on either way. So I wish I had more. It's not more of me. I wish I had more people who I've always wished this, who see the things like in a similar way. That's a game changer. When you start creating like partnerships or pseudo partnerships, I've always found them to be hard because we all say the same words, but they mean something different. You know, they really mean like support. When people say they support you, you could identify with that word very differently. So, but that's not the era we live in. Yeah, you need to force it. You need to be disciplined about. Yeah, make the pick. You're one. You're one of the few, man. I've been looking for you my whole life, sir. You you would not believe there's a long line of. I mean, I was a hopeful person, right? I think I come from humble means. I thought that everyone else is seeing what I'm seeing, and when I step out there, it's like this, right? I'm still convincing people, not you two, but I'm still convincing people that this is possible, right? That you're not gonna have the answers. You'll get better at something. I can't tell you what you'll get better at. And you have to accept that you're not going to get better at something else. Right? So that's hard. And I'm trying to have a conversation about where I'm at, but if you're talking to people who don't believe in you or even believe in themselves, then you can't it's not really a two-way street. So one-sided conversation. So I don't need to hear myself talk. I want to know what others think and the ideas that others have. And that's a partnership. We got into talking about Jobs and Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak before, and it's like I dream of that level of balance, you know. But it's not over. We still gotta fight, and we gotta prove that. Yeah, I think I did prove that I proved it to you. I, I'll give you another example. The video I posted today, right? I posted a short I put this one on Facebook as well. So that's 2 times in a week, right? I have I don't know, probably have thousands of friends. Who knows? I know I purged a while ago. So at a bare minimum, let's say hundreds of friends and connections. And others that know me that I'm probably not friends with them. And I posted in that platform. And there's not much that comes back from these type of things because I still get, my cousin said it the other night on my birthday. He said, let me know if you're going to stream tonight because I'll have the guys come through. I don't know who the guys is. I don't know who these secret people are, 1. And 2, I don't know if anybody's been realizing, but I stream every night. Whenever I hear someone say, if you're going to be streaming tonight, you're literally saying you never heard what I'm doing here. It's never if, it's a when. I want to do the math. I want to pull data from YouTube. I want to see how many hours have I invested into this process. I want to quantify what that looks like. How does that map to the return, the possibilities? And it's just more data to show people for sure. But I don't think it's the people that I've met yet. I think there's, but besides you guys, I think that there's an audience out there. They don't pay attention for sure. But these are like the people, like, I'll just be frank. Like, you start a channel. I don't have a house full of people, but I have my wife and my kids. They're no longer engaged in my content. It's like oh, oh, you posted the other day? Oh, I remember I asked my son, could he go check out one of my videos? He was like, right now? It's like, if I struggle, um, this video that I just um, posted, I struggle to get. It's at 14 views now, and according to these stats, that's saying that it's 7 more than usual within the same time period. So I'm killing it with my 14 views. It's 5 views in my house. I don't even have those. So you're on your own out here in these streets, and you gotta figure it out. When you leave home, bring a case quarter, a just in case quarter. And I get it. It's not them per se. It's just how things are. People, whether, I don't know how you define listening and hearing. I would think they hear you and they don't listen to you. I told you guys I remember it clearly, night 35, I had a few friends come on. Yuffie actually came on. That was the first time Yuffie was in the chat, and he was not identified as Yuffie at that point, Katie. And he brought in a couple other friends. I was super hyped, initially, because I haven't spoken to these friends in 20 years, potentially. And the guy starts giving, one guy in particular, and he doesn't know what he's doing, right? And everybody has this like advice. And he's like, you just got to keep it consistent. And this is day 35, and it's not that much different. I mean, I'm sure I had something about 35 on the screen, and I didn't take that well. I'm super professional and I'm not reactive here, but internally everything went dark. And I just want to just grab somebody and shake them up and say, I don't understand why you don't understand what this is. Yeah, I was 35 days in, and not only did this person show up for an hour 15 minutes, he said this was cool. I was asked if I talked about sports or whatever, and like my son said, you gotta listen to your subscribers, or you're gonna, what did he say? You're gonna be a forgotten YouTuber if you don't listen to your subscribers. Before you posted your first video, why did you want to go on YouTube? Do you mean the first video ever on YouTube, or you mean the first time I went live during this process? Because I would love to give a answer to that. I'm actually gonna check on the side my first video. Okay, I got you, Katie. Okay. Katie, I got one better for you. I got, you think I'm playing? I'm a wild boy, Katie. I'm a wild boy. I do you one better. I'll show you the darn video. I'll show you my first video here. Now I have other videos that got I took them off because they were like different edits that I've done and footage, different things that I built for other people. But this video this is 4 years ago. I have no idea. I could tell the topic I'm talking about, but I have no idea what this is going to end up being. I'm curious though. So I could tell you based on this and based on, let me see, because I had looked at the original ones. It says athletes may carry lessons more than learning technologists, in my opinion. Then I have a nightcap, free therapy. Free therapy is a concept by my brother. Actually, it's not about therapy. We used to ride the trains in the city, and when people would come talk to you, he would explain it as that, we're social people. My brother's social as well. He's more quiet than me, but he's social, and he's on YouTube. I wish he came on my channel. Very interesting character. Free therapy is when they need it more than you, and they're just using your time as free therapy. Like they're on the clock, so you'll be on the train and you're kind of like stuck. You'll be on like the New York City subway and you're stuck in the train with people, and they'll spark a conversation like, oh man, you got the Tractor Supply hat. And then from there, it's like you just keep rolling, and now you're talking, and you don't want to be in that conversation, but there's no reason to be rude to that person. That's hashtag free therapy. And we used to just look at each other and say it right in front of the person, because that's what it was, All right, what are we gonna get here? Let's build the tech teams of tomorrow. Ooh, ooh. 4 years ago now. Be nice. Oh snap! I want criticism. I like criticism. Why is this intro so long? I'm over here like dook 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 dook. Why? The whole the rule of words on a screen is that the average person is supposed to be able to read it twice. Anything longer than that is too long. Uh-oh. Oh, is that COVID D? That's COVID D. Let's build the tech teams of tomorrow. Very, very important topic. Dude, I don't even look like that anymore. Who is that? I don't even look like this anymore. 4 years? Jesus. Something I was working on made me want to share a few key reasons why I think this is very important. Where we are, obviously everything surrounds around the pandemic, and do you hear my kids in the background? This is driving me crazy. Build the tech teams of tomorrow. Very, very important topic. Something I was working on made me want to share a few key reasons why I think this is very important. Where we are, obviously everything surrounds around the pandemic and moving forward and getting back to normal. But I think it's really, really important. Yo, that is a baby crying in the back. Now, I'm not home alone. I'm not leaving a baby there. But I know what I hear because they're my babies. And when it comes to talking about how we as a people attach ourselves moving forward to certain things and where that would leave us, as history tells that story. So here's just a few reasons. So it's a hot take. I'm gonna just get into it. So a hot, dry take. Why am I like? I get it. The nervousness. I don't. Disclaimer. I don't know what's going on in the background. All I hear is, I want to say that's my youngest. Um, Wasting talent. You know, for the most part, we always leave a ton of talent. Make the pick. This is crazy, bro. Leave a ton of talent. Wasting talent. On the floor. I want to say on the floor, but we always have a ton of talent that's unused. My theory is it's usually, obviously, the conditions at which the environments that we're in, the environments that we grow in, but there's this other element, the exposure factor, and of course, based on the environment, it would limit your ability to be exposed to a lot of things, and therefore figure out how to gravitate to what may be right for you, or to find certain things. So super cryptic. I don't smoke. I sound like I'm high. Super cryptic. I could explain what I'm trying to say after I get through this point. The way I see it is like you wouldn't think that it wouldn't be acceptable to waste like a once in a lifetime talent, like let's say a basketball player. We always gotta mention basketball. The boy does. That is me. We would do whatever it takes for us not to waste the talent of a basketball player. So you see a kid. You may see a kid one time, and that one time, just shooting in the park may grow the interest to the point where you're gonna follow that kid, remember that moment. So we took the same approach when it comes to building the tech teams of the future. I feel like we would have hundreds of LeBron James level talents in the field, whether that be working for someone else or working for themselves, and kind of building the world the way. Damn, yo, this is deep. I ain't gonna lie, bro. This is deep. This ain't the streaming energy. This is. We see it. So that's really my point there. I just wish that I would have rehearsed this. I think I came up with the bullet points, and then I just kind of talked through it. I know the kids in the back. My stress level is like peaking. I'm pretty sure it's peaking as I'm hearing my kids cry in the background. There's possibly enough influence. I say possibly because, you know, I'm trying to look at it from having some sort of exposure to being not in the door, and then getting a foot in the door, and then being a little bit comfortable, and at this point stepping away from the door. And it may be that there is enough influence to get many people over the hump. It can never be everybody. But when I say enough influence, what I'm talking about is the when you add the exposure, the point that I was making before, and you take away some of the gatekeepers, and you have. That's all I'm talking about is the gatekeepers. I mean, you could tell like I'm super traumatized. I don't think it's any different today. I'm ultra traumatized to my experiences. The glass ceiling has always felt real. In fact, if I could show you tonight's chat with Chat GPT, it was about that. It was about um, building on a conversation that I had in real life today about not feeling. It's not really like a fulfillment, but just being honest about who I am and problem solving and never feeling utilized. And it gave some interesting points on that. This interest on STEM that's been going on for some time. You know, STEM not to STEAM. There's pros and cons to all of that, and how it would actually devise into something that would lead us in a direction. But I guess what I'm saying is that there's enough when I'm online, when I'm on social media, I am seeing a lot of people having a conversation. One of the biggest problems is that the conversation is never really had deeply. Everybody just wants to glance and say, "Oh, well, get it." You know, tech is the new thing, and I have a lot of theories about those types of people who talk about things that they clearly don't know about. Because it wouldn't be hard to give somebody a little bit more insight to where tech is going, even if it's just an opinion. But an opinion is really not, oh, tech is the wave of the future. Essentially, our whole civilization has been owed to advances in technology. So I don't find that to be anything new. So I do think that it's possibly there's enough influence, there's enough people. All right, Katie, I don't want to bore you guys. I'm probably gonna watch this later anyway. Barrier to entry. I'm looking at the chapters. Yeah, I was nice. I was kind enough to put chapters. If I had to go back, I would think this video could probably be 3 minutes. It's a 3-minute video. So now, because I didn't answer Katie's question, I kind of veered off. But the thing about me veering off, I understand whether or not I've answered a question because I'm big on questions and answers. So I'll reread it now. Katie says, before you posted your first video, so you just saw my first video. Why did you want to go on to YouTube? I've never used other social media platforms successfully. So YouTube has always been a place that I've watched content. My style of content are based in my interest, and a lot of my interest, there's a vast range of things that I'm interested in. And I have this thing about being just a part of the producers or the consumers. There's only two types of people in the world, and you're either a producer or you're a consumer. As a technologist, I've always felt like a producer, not a consumer. I know what's under the hood. I could program something on your phone, right? Everyone has a phone, which means that I could essentially program something for anyone that has a phone. So I'm on the side of the programming of it. I'm the producer, not a consumer. So as I started to watch YouTube content, I didn't see a stark difference between what I was watching and what I was actually doing. So it made me feel placement. Like, I would love to get my ideas out. So I started to get this idea about building community. This first edition of that, I just came off of um, leaving a job, going through the early stages of COVID, raising my young family. I was home with them. I was doing consulting and freelancing on my own. So I was still like tech. And I was trying to express this like community and just the way I see tech and how it affects humans in a way, and just trying to give my perspective in that place, which now is kind of what's turned into the blog that I'm writing. So that was my first attempt. I just figured that I'm doing a lot of these things. Why not me? Like, why wouldn't I be on there? And those things, that community could help me. And that really hasn't changed. This streaming thing, again, it's new. The reason why I did it is because I have not been able to see the needle move at all with my other techniques. I don't think I was as disciplined. I don't think I was as knowledgeable as what I am now. So a lot has come with this version of what I'm doing. But when I went live 93 nights ago, I had no intent to do it the next day. I got 72 or 75 views on that stream. The camera was super dark. It was super spotty. Everything was just off when I look back at it. That experience of seeing a number 72 was more than like years worth of interactions on YouTube, because I went the other direction. I made a long form video and like this one, and I guess I don't find this video entertaining, right? Let me just put this up again. I don't find this entertaining. I also don't feel like something had to be over the top entertaining just to get feedback on it. I was more than willing to get feedback, right? And that never happened. And not even just like, I don't mean feedback from a comment, just feedback from the fact that people were able to see and watch this video. Now, I didn't have anything to go on. I didn't have any anchor. So I see this 26 views here. Take out, some of that. Say I got 20 views on this video. The irony is that was pretty good. But based on the channels that I'm watching, that was like, I'm not scratching the surface. I didn't have any data to say to me, post that, you'll get better on the next one, you'll get better on the next one. So I would post in a spotty way because there's nothing saying that this is working or this is going to work. I was excited about it. I got chapters on my first video. Why do I have chapters if it's boring? There's no point in that. But I know the spirit. I could feel my spirit. I know what I'm trying to talk about. But that's why. I just wanted to build community. And I didn't see that people were doing... I was doing different things in my life than the stuff that I was watching. So I figured it made sense. I see content creation... I'll just speak to YouTube. Don't really care for other platforms. I see this as a way to really have reach. I get excited when people from different time zones, people around the world, and they come in, even if they come in for a second. I don't have another opportunity to do that. So when I'm sharing my stuff, like the strawberry video, right? that's none of that was for the camera, right? I took a pause to make sure I got that on the camera, but I've also never seen a content creator, and I follow hundreds that do that type of stuff. I've never seen them approach those things like that, and to give people who are just starting out and understanding and teaching, and it doesn't have to be like over the top entertaining. I'm just being myself. That's, and I'm just trying to capture that moment and not take up too much time. And that's actually where I struggled in the past, is because point one is I'm not getting any feedback, any vibrations from YouTube. The second point is I have so much work to do. Like, it rained today in the beginning of the day. It rained yesterday. All right, man. W stream. I'll holler at you, man. I'm not gonna be out here too much longer. So I would evaluate, do I want to get the work done, or do I want to sit here and figure out, because I made videos like hard. Uh, Now, just about everything you see from me, there isn't multiple takes. There isn't, it's like the energy is there, and if it wasn't, I'll find a way to cut around the energy or cut around something I didn't like. Like, I'm trying to work on my speech. I'm trying to work on my my grammar. And I'm taking notes on that. When I watch back the videos, there's all the dead pauses, the yeah, and I've in the past, because of being in the major, I've identified what to do, how to work on that, how to get better. But when I was trying this the first time around, it was this perfectionist mind state where I had to have the best camera that I would have, right? So I would pull out my DSLR. So since I pulled that out, I needed a real tripod. Then I'm making a decision about all of the settings that are on it, right? When you put it in video mode, is your exposure right? All these additional things that I don't really have to do. I'm doing it because I think it's the right way, because it's higher quality. Like I said, I have been on 15 years. Yeah. People in Africa, Cambodia, and other countries. Yeah. That's yeah, I think we're aligned with that, Katie. I've seen that. I was, even before you came on the stream, I was talking to make the pick about as far as trying to grow, because I'm trying to acknowledge that I am unique, not in my offering as a talent. The mix of being willing to push myself on here with having analytic skills, software and marketing skills, and editing skills, right? So all of those things together, to me, don't equate to something that's going to fail. It's a matter of how do you break through with the time. But this is exactly, yeah, I want that reach. I want that community. I watch people from all around the world, whether it's the motivational talks, like spirituality stuff, the gardening stuff. I mean, some of my favorite people who do permaculture, they're in Australia. I watch people all around the world. So reciprocate that. I'm a person who, on February 2nd, I pop out. I'm a groundhog. And, and maybe they could support, or they like what I'm doing. And now I'm the timing is perfect for me. I don't like using the word perfect, but it's very interesting, the timing. For the longest time, I would watch and I would mimic. And most of what I did, and there's a lot of failure that came along with that, is mimicking what you're seeing. You're seeing other people do these things and you mimic it. Um, One of my favorite people, Lead Farmer 73. I was watching his live tonight. I love what the guy has to offer. I've been watching him for so many years now. So much hours of content that I've watched this guy, and he's offered, and he's pretty much coached me in saying like real people, regular guys, regular people have an opportunity to be here and be successful. Um, but I was watching this live earlier, and I remember trying some of the techniques that he offered, and I would support them. So you get out, you go out and buy what they have, and you try to replicate everything. But the one thing you don't have is the soul of that person. You don't have the experience of that person. You don't see things, let alone the climate. That person's doing, they know their system. And when I started within the last year, this is like prior to streaming, and I started posting a little bit more, my uh, my inventions, my discoveries are coming from me, in my soul, in my situation. So as I'm trying to enrich and sharpen those things, I have less people around me that kind of uplift what that is or share that information. Like, my chicken coop is built on a pallet base. On the outside, you would never know, because I made it look good and painted it. But these are the type of projects that, like, somebody sees the ingenuity, and they're like, "Wow, that's really awesome." Like, I'm working on a pond, a small. I don't know if it's gonna meet pond or it's gonna be more of a water basin. Let's just call it a pond for now. And the idea is that I'm going to channel a bunch of water to it. So a lot of my water catchment is going to overflow into this pond. And then there's going to be solar pumps that pump that water out. And that's going to be my garden water. And we're just going to have an abundance of additional water based on my situation, my rules. So when I'm working through those things, I have little to no people in my personal real life that even care. They don't even care. Like, tomorrow, I've got to move Caesar, the broody hen, to a temporary, so I have to make a temporary situation for another hen to survive and live in, separate from the others, because a new hen tried to go broody today, and I had to just, I don't know if, I caught her sitting in the nesting box way too long, and she started making different sounds, and I better get up out of here. And it's the hormones that's, they're syncing up together, and that's going to mean less or no eggs for me. So those type of things go on all the time, and I'm working through problems and solutions. And I can't enrich those when there's no feedback. Get those sins. I can't enrich those when there's no feedback. There's literally no loop. None. When I'm designing, a dream world for me is grow relationships with like-minded folks that I could trade. I would trade some strawberries. I've given away hundreds of strawberries. and they go to die. I would trade with people. I would go help people prune their trees so that I could have cut-ins and vice versa. We could get together days and I pitched this to one of the guys at basketball who's a new homeowner out here. I said, why don't we just get 5 guys together and we'll do a rotation, and we'll give everybody's home a half day, so 1 day a week, the weekend, and we'll barbecue, bear, and for that day, whoever house you went to, that person is the project manager, and you help them out with the work. Oh, that sounds like a great idea. Don't get back to me. So I've always been a person who's like forcing and pulling people. And I just can't do it anymore. And it just hasn't yielded me anything. And YouTube has shown me the fact that you and I are able to chat here. When you first started coming on, we were having these AI conversations that seem uncomfortable. And now you're enrolled in school taking an AI course. No, I mean, listening and tolerating, whatever it is, it's helpful. Especially when you're distant from it, it hurts. It hurts. I see other people talk about it, and I used to use the word alone steading, the word or phrase, alone steading. It's hard. It's hard because if I had more examples of other people that I could bounce things off of, I may conclude that this is not for me based on me seeing what others are going through, right? So I don't know that this is all that's left for me. I'm just kind of bouncing through, we are where we are. And if we need to change, maybe I'll have to face that one day. But yeah, I'm definitely not hitting it the way I want to. But making videos about it at least gives me Princess Piggy. It gives me some sort of a feedback loop. And like I said, I was trying to break into that community. I didn't want to do any of this type of stuff. I didn't want to share my thoughts, like just random thoughts. I didn't want to. This wasn't it. I was totally trying to be the in the garden guy. That's all I was trying to do, because that I was mimicking what I was watching. And I was okay with that, but I didn't get the vibes and it didn't come. So I slowly had to, okay, I've seen enough. But recently, within the last month, it was the first time that I've posted a video. It was a short video, and the comments were community-based comments. It was comments from people that you could tell knew what they were talking about, and they wanted to comment on that topic, So I was like, oh, I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer to like breaking through, because I think that's what'll end up happening. When I collect all of the amount of content and hours that I've spent doing this, it's like I don't see a reason why we can't pick up and have faster growth, even if it's spotty. It'll be there. It's merely an issue of not reaching people because of the distribution mechanism, which is YouTube itself, right? So YouTube is not going to say, hey, check him out, he's been streaming for 94 straight days. They don't say that. So we'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. So I'm good for the night. It's getting a little late. I didn't know I was gonna be able to do 2 hours, but as we know, I somehow figure it out. Oh man, I'm gonna hit that bed once I get off here. All right, so no, don't worry, don't worry, no worries. Yeah. All right. Well, you go get your sleep as well. Um, I'm gonna get out of here. It was night 94. 6 more to go. We will finish strong. That's a promise and a guarantee. Tonight's show was good. It was a little bit of a lot, but believe in you more than you, and we're just gonna keep this thing moving. Shout outs to Katie for sure, and Mick the Pick, and Missy, and Carolyn. Anyone else stop by? Oh yeah, Giovanni Ramirez. Shout outs to you guys. Thanks for supporting. Oh, and Be Real. Be Real did come in for a little splash. Thanks for supporting the channel. We gonna do some things. I'll see you guys on the next one. Gotta play. I can't miss this. Don't be a sucker for love.
Sucker for love,
Hey,
sucker for love, sucker for love, baby.
come on, help a brother out, man. Stop. Can't. I told you you cannot stay here. Look, I'm not flying eagles, but you're gonna have to figure this out. You figure it out. Go. It's too early in the season for this hen to go broody.
It ain't my fault you're not subscribed.
Scrap. How many of us saved them scraps? All right, we're going with a 12-inch starter line there. Getting the hooks from cocaine. Door.
It ain't my fault you're not subscribed.